All right, today we're going to do a little daytime tour of my Halloween display we got out here in the yard. So let's get started. So first, let's get started here. This is the inflatable gargoyle we got last year from Spirit Halloween. It was about 40-50 bucks. It wasn't very cheap, but it's very cool, lit up at night, sitting on top of my garage here. The only issue we have with it is the wind kind of takes a toll to it sometimes, and you can kind of see right in that area there. We have it tied down to some 4x4 posts up there. Give it a little weight. Let's go over here. This new prop we got this year. This is a skeleton from Five Below, little variety store, I guess you say. Cost $5. It's about 2.5 foot tall. Anyways, what I did is I corpsed it. This is my first year trying to do a corpse skeleton, and what I did was take cheap painter's plastic, the plastic that you put on your floor when you're going to paint your house or paint inside your rooms. Wrapped it up and then took a heat gun and hit it with 450 to 500 degrees, and it'll shrivel up all the plastic around it, and hit it some places where it has holes in it, that sort of thing. And once that was done, I brushed on some wood stain. That's actually wood stain on there, so it turned out pretty cool. It is fun little project. And it's sitting inside of 2 clothes baskets. I got these from a place called Old Time Potter's, another one of those hodgepodge type stores. Now there was pieces in here, and it was a little bit too closed in. You really couldn't tell what this was, what the skeleton was. So what I did is took my Dremel tool and just cut them all out, every other spot, and it actually worked out pretty good. They're zip tied together there, so at the end of the season I can cut the zip ties, put them inside of each other. Packs up easier. Now it's hanging from the tree from this plastic chain here we got from Walmart, but you can tell right there the links aren't as strong as they look. So what I did is actually have there's a piece of string inside there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a piece of what's called bank line, just a tar bank line that'll tie up to the tree there. And the skeleton itself is sitting on a 1-gallon gas can. Pre-mixed fuel gas can. I was fixing to throw it in the recycling bin. I figured I'd hit it with some black spray paint, give it a little something to sit on. Now at night, this light comes on. This is a spotlight for Christmas. It's actually a snowflake light, so it gives a pretty cool effect. And a lot of people think it says it looks like it's underwater, and pretty cool effect. It works out pretty well. And here's old radioactive dump bin barrel thing we got from Lowe's a couple years ago on clearance. Got some plans for it next year, but didn't have them gone this year. And here's another little scene I got. This is actually one of those Five Below skeletons before the corpsing. You can see it's just a basic white skeleton, black eyes. But anyways, had some leftover plywood from when I got my roof redone here a couple months ago, and I just cut it up and made a coffin, just a little makeshift coffin, and that is the same stain that is on that corpse skeleton. So you can kind of see the color difference in it. And got some little solar lights just to give it a little bit more ambiance, and some dead mums. If you know mums, they don't last all that long, and just kind of turned out. And here's some more stuff we got kind of new this year. These are some more of that scrap plywood. It is some tombstones I made. Now we were going to put some names and stuff on it, and just basically just ran out of time. So next year we're going to have some names and some funny sayings on them, that sort of thing. It's just basic 1/2-inch plywood. Go around the back of it. Excuse me. And you tell I just got a piece of that's another piece of scrap lumber there, braced into it. And what we did is drilled holes about 1/2 inch, and took some 3/8 rebar and just drilled it into the ground there, hammered it in the ground so they don't fall over. The wind doesn't affect them that much, so it worked out really well. Just some basic gray spray paint, and if you can tell, there is some darker spots on. That is actually the paint that we used on the skeleton cage, so it kind of gave it a little bit of a weathered look. And I'm not really done with them. I just put them out here now just to get them out here. And then we got these flicker bulbs. These are actually old school flicker bulbs. If I can get the focus. They do a pretty cool little effect at night. These are the old school, incandescent flicker bulbs. Got these from a place called At Home. There's actually 2 sets of them, so it's about 20 foot. It's pretty cool. It's kind of hard to see at night from the road, but you kind of get the picture. And then there's some old bag of bones that we had left over from a project, and just he didn't make it in the ground. And then here's some other skulls. These are skulls from Five Below as well. I think they're like $2. And this is the same stain as the corpsing skeleton is using, the same stain that's on the coffin. But you can tell the difference in the material that you put on kind of gives it a different look. Took a marker and just drew out some lines on a cracked skull. Well, what it is, it's got that 3/8 rebar again. Yeah, drilled holes in the heads, and it just sits on top of it there, just like that. Kind of neat. You can pose them however you want to, that sort of thing. Now at night, I have 2 solar lights here that kick on. They're kind of hidden behind the tombstones, but they kick on, and this is going to be kind of the main tombstone, I guess you will, and it shows off the skulls pretty cool at night. That's kind of the creepy side of the display. And then I got last year, it's like a Mickey Mouse spider looking deal, hangs down. It didn't hang down the right way I wanted to. The wind took effect to it. It's got some tie downs. I gotta get tied down a little bit better so it holds still. But anyways, there's another new inflatable. I actually got this one this year. It was a display at Lowe's, big 4 or 5 foot pumpkin that has a pretty cool little spiral light inside. And then old Frank, big old 12-foot Frankenstein, still going strong. Actually, the base to it cracked in half with a fan and all that is. So I'm gonna have to epoxy that back together this end of this season. The old Trick or Sleep alligator we got last year on clearance. Jack Skellington, his dog is Zero. And this is Stitch. If you have kids, you know who Lilo and Stitch is. Well, my daughter loves Stitch. She saw this at Lowe's and she went crazy for it. She said, Daddy, I want it. I said, well, we'll think about it. You know, it was $35. It wasn't cheap for what it is. Well, that day I bought it and had it in my car for a while. And kind of funny, you know, I told her, baby, they sold out, and she was really bummed out. I said, but look at this other one I got. And we walked out in the yard, and this was the only one we had inflated up at the time. And she, you know, like an 11-year-old girl, she went crazy. And these little tinsel looking black cats we've had for probably 12 years now. Just something hanging out, nothing fancy. And another scale Frankenstein flying a plane. Got this one on clearance a year or so ago. You know, just got a good deal on that sort of thing. Gonna get you a look at the inflatables, a little fun side of the whole deal. Now this is my front door. This is one of those old felt skeletons. Was planning on doing something else this year with the front door, but this was something just temporary until I got the other one done. Well, as you can see, I didn't get my other plan done, but it's not just any other skeleton. You know, it's posed up there with push pins, but here's the thing. Down around here, at the back of my porch, is a 2-foot black light. It's protected from the weather and everything. When that black light kicks on, this whole skeleton, this whole area, the white parts of the skeleton just glow in the dark. It's pretty cool. Gives it, you know, the black light effect. So that kind of gives you just a little bit of a hint of what I'm going to do next year for this door. I hope it's going to work out. I got a year to figure it out. And like I said before, all my inflatables, they run 24/7 unless I'm having really bad rain or windstorms, which luckily we haven't had anything come up like that this year. All the other props, as far as lighting and such like that, they are on old timer there, old hodgepodge of timer. You know, got 3 lines coming off of it, 3 different light sets. All the lights come on about 6:45 at night. You know, just when it starts getting dusk out, dark out. They'll shut off at 11, and they'll come back on right about 4:30 in the morning and shut off at probably 6, 7 o'clock. I don't know. I'm not home then, but yeah, pretty cool little setup we got. My daughter likes it. The other half, she likes it. Here's something. See if anybody can get what this is. If you know what that is, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know. But overall, it turned out pretty good. It wasn't exactly what I wanted. There's some things we didn't get done. We got props that we didn't get put up this year, but it's no big deal. It gives us stuff to do next year, and you know, like I said, it gives us a whole year to get everything else ready to go for the season. But It's a couple days before Halloween, and we'll take this down probably a couple days after Halloween, maybe a week or so after. And then we'll start getting ready for Christmas. Not sure how big my Christmas display is going to be this year, but we're going to go with it, see what we got. That's just kind of a look of our 2022 Halloween display setup. If you like what you see, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Like always, appreciate y'all watching. And we'll see you next time.